God says, prepare for the divine meeting. Chosen one, they're coming without warning, and don't get shocked when you meet them. You have not understood why your spirit has felt restless lately, but I am telling you now that a meeting has already been arranged in the unseen before it appears in the natural world. Someone is about to walk into your life without warning, and the encounter will shift something deep inside your heart that has been frozen for a very long time. Do not scroll away from these words too quickly, because what I am preparing to reveal may protect you from missing a blessing that took years to arrive. The tears you cried in silence, the nights you questioned your future, and the moments you believed everyone had forgotten, you were all connected to this divine appointment. I did not allow your pain to be wasted, and the person who is coming carries an answer connected to prayers you thought heaven ignored. Type Amen to affirm. You have spent too much time believing every closed door meant rejection, but I was guiding your steps away from people who could not carry your destiny. The meeting that is coming will not feel ordinary, because my hand is already resting upon it before it happens. I know you are tired of disappointment and empty promises, yet this encounter will feel different from the very beginning, because peace will stand beside it instead of confusion. I am warning you ahead of time, so fear does not make you run from what I have sent. Some blessings arrive quietly, and some miracles enter without announcement, but both are still from me. There is a reason your spirit has been sensing change before your eyes have seen evidence of it. I have been preparing someone while I have also been preparing you, and the timing is now closer than you realize. The enemy tried to delay this connection through heartbreak, distractions, betrayal, and exhaustion, but what I have ordained cannot be destroyed by human hands. If these words are touching your spirit deeply, take a moment to like the video, because somebody else needs this encouragement before they lose hope completely. What is coming next will explain why this divine meeting is connected to restoration, protection, and the next season of your life. Type 1111 if you trust God. I know you have grown careful with your heart, because too many people entered your life pretending to care while secretly carrying selfish intentions. You learned how to survive disappointment by building emotional walls, and now you question almost every connection that comes near you. But I am telling you clearly that not every person sent toward you is sent to hurt you. Some people are sent to heal what others damaged. The meeting I am speaking about carries purpose beyond emotion, because it is tied to your calling, your peace, and your future. Do not be shocked by how suddenly this person appears, because I often move quickly after long seasons of silence. One moment you feel forgotten, and the next moment everything begins changing at once. That is how I remind my children that I never stopped working behind the scenes. While you were crying in private, I was arranging paths, shifting hearts, closing wrong connections, and opening the right doors. You thought nothing was happening because heaven was quiet, but silence never means absence. This person may come through a simple conversation, an unexpected invitation, a random moment, or a place you almost decided not to visit. That is why you must stay spiritually awake in this season. Stop assuming every ordinary moment is meaningless, because I often hide miracles inside simple situations. Moses was tending sheep when I called him. David was overlooked before he became king. Ruth entered a field not knowing she was walking toward the beginning of restoration. I still move the same way today. I also need you to understand something important about this meeting. The person who is coming may recognize something inside you before you even recognize it yourself. They will see strength where you see weakness. They will notice purpose where you see scars. Many people misunderstood your silence, and judged your struggles without knowing what you survived. But this divine encounter will not operate through shallow understanding. I am sending someone capable of seeing deeper than appearances. You have been asking me why certain relationships collapsed so painfully, and the answer is because they could not follow you into the next season I prepared. Some people loved the old version of you, but became uncomfortable when your spirit started growing. Others only wanted access to your kindness while ignoring your value. I removed them because I love you too much to let temporary people block eternal plans. The loneliness hurt, but it also protected you from remaining connected to what would eventually destroy your peace. The enemy hoped isolation would make you believe nobody genuine would ever come into your life again. He wanted disappointment to become your identity. He wanted betrayal to turn your heart cold. But I have kept your spirit alive despite everything you faced. Even after heartbreak, rejection, abandonment, and spiritual attacks, there is still hope breathing inside you. That hope was placed there by me because I knew this moment was coming. Do not allow insecurity to speak louder than my voice when this meeting finally happens. Stop questioning whether you are worthy of healthy connections, respect, loyalty, or love. I formed you with purpose before you were born. I carried you through storms that should have broken you completely. I protected you in moments where danger surrounded you without your knowledge. The fact that you survived everything you endured is proof that my hand has never left your life. Why is this 7-second CIA ritual spreading so quickly everywhere? Recent CIA leaks have revealed a strong brain ritual that triggers an instant flow of wealth. This short technique, validated by 4 neuroscience labs, is rapidly transforming lives. From heavy debt to dream vacations, this could be your path to abundance. If you are seeing this, consider yourself lucky, because the page may disappear soon. Click the link in the description and comments before it is deleted. Some of you listening have been praying specifically for confirmation, and this is part of that confirmation. The sudden dreams, the repeated signs, the unusual feeling that something is shifting around you are not accidents. Your spirit is reacting to movement taking place beyond what your eyes can currently see. I am bringing alignment where confusion once existed. I am removing delay from situations that have been stuck for too long. What seemed impossible is beginning to move because I have spoken over it. You must also prepare emotionally, because this meeting may awaken feelings you buried long ago. You became so focused on surviving that you stopped expecting joy. You trained yourself to expect disappointment before anything even began. But I never intended for survival to be the final chapter of your story. I created you for peace, purpose, love, strength, and fulfillment. The season ahead will challenge the negative beliefs pain taught you to accept. I need you to stay humble during this transition, because the blessing is not only about receiving, it is also about becoming who I called you to be. Some people pray for miracles while refusing to grow spiritually, emotionally, or mentally. But you have been shaped through fire, and now your wisdom carries weight. The tears that once felt meaningless are becoming part of your testimony. One day you will look back and understand why I allowed certain battles to happen before this divine meeting arrived. Do not rush ahead trying to force connections out of fear that opportunities will disappear. What comes from me does not require manipulation to survive. If I send it, I will sustain it. If I open the door, no human being can close it permanently. Rest in that truth tonight. The meeting that is approaching carries my timing, my protection, and my authority, and no power of darkness can stop what I have already declared over your life. You keep asking why your spirit feels pulled in a new direction even when your surroundings still look the same, and the answer is, because I have already begun shifting the atmosphere around your future. The meeting I warned you about is getting closer with every passing day, and that is why old emotions are rising back to the surface unexpectedly. I am exposing hidden fears before the encounter happens, so they do not control your reactions when the moment arrives. Some of you will almost miss this blessing because you have become too comfortable expecting disappointment instead of expecting me to move powerfully in your life. Listen carefully, because what I am about to reveal may save you from walking away from something heaven specifically arranged for you. You have spent years carrying silent battles nobody truly understood. People saw your smile, but they did not see the nights you cried while asking me if your life would ever change. They heard your voice, but they did not hear the exhaustion hidden behind your words. Many times you felt forgotten while watching others receive opportunities, relationships, and breakthroughs. You secretly prayed for yourself. Yet even in those painful moments, I was still writing a story over your life that no rejection could erase. Type 777 if you trust in Jesus. I need you to stop believing the lie that your waiting season was punishment. The waiting was preparation, because the person who is coming could not have entered your life during the old season. You were still healing from betrayal. You were still carrying unhealthy attachments. You were still learning how to hear my voice above the noise of fear and insecurity. If I had released this divine connection too early, your wounded heart may have destroyed something meant to bless you. That is why I allowed solitude to teach you things crowds never could. In loneliness, you discovered how strong your spirit actually was. In silence, you learned how to survive without constant validation from people. In heartbreak, you learned the difference between temporary attention and genuine care. The pain was never meant to destroy you forever. I was using every difficult chapter to prepare your heart for something deeper and more lasting. The person who is approaching your life has also been through battles you know nothing about. They have cried private tears just like you. They have questioned their future just like you. They have faced disappointment, confusion, and spiritual warfare while trying to hold on to faith. That is why this meeting will feel strangely familiar, almost as if your spirits recognize each other before your minds fully understand what is happening. I often connect people who carry matching wounds, because healed pain can become powerful purpose. Do not become frightened by the intensity of this connection when it begins unfolding. Some divine meetings feel overwhelming because they touch parts of the soul that have been asleep for years. You may feel emotional without understanding why. You may suddenly feel peace standing near this person in a way you have not felt around others. That peace is important because confusion is not the language I use when I send people into your life. I do not operate through chaos and constant emotional torment. There are people who entered your past carrying manipulation disguised as affection. They made you feel emotionally drained instead of spiritually strengthened. They brought anxiety instead of peace, pressure instead of patience, and confusion instead of clarity. But the meeting I am preparing will carry a different atmosphere around it. You will not have to beg for basic respect. You will not feel forced to shrink yourself to keep the connection alive. What comes from me will not require you to abandon your worth. Type 222 to receive blessings. I also need you to remain spiritually alert, because not everybody around you will celebrate what I am bringing into your life. Some people became comfortable benefiting from your loneliness because lonely people are easier to control. Others secretly enjoyed watching you doubt yourself because your insecurity made them feel stronger. But once I begin restoring your confidence and surrounding you with healthier connections, certain hidden motives around you will become exposed very quickly. Do not fear those revelations, because exposure is part of protection. Could the CIA really be hiding a 7-second ritual that turns money struggles into success? A confidential CIA finding exposes a unique 7-second practice that activates money, attracting brainwaves automatically. Backed by science and 4 elite labs, this simple home ritual is helping struggling people move into dream lifestyles. But this page may not stay live. Click the link in the description and comments before it is wiped from the internet. You have entered a season where discernment matters deeply. Stop ignoring the uncomfortable feelings I place in your spirit about certain people and situations. Not every smiling face carries pure intentions. Some individuals only come close to gather information, spread negativity, or weaken your focus. That is why prayer must remain stronger than emotion during this period of transition. Ask me for wisdom before making decisions, because I can see what human eyes cannot see. The divine meeting I am speaking about is not random attraction or emotional excitement alone. It is connected to assignment, growth, and alignment. This person may encourage gifts inside you that have remained hidden because fear convinced you to stay small. They may speak life into dreams you nearly abandoned. They may remind you that your purpose did not end when your last season collapsed. Sometimes I send people not only to comfort you, but also to awaken you. You have underestimated the impact your life carries in the spiritual realm. The enemy attacked your confidence so aggressively because he understood what would happen if you fully recognized your value. He knew that once you stopped settling for unhealthy treatment, your entire future would begin changing rapidly. He feared the moment you would finally believe that you deserve peace, purpose, healthy love, and divine favor. But that moment is arriving now, and darkness cannot stop what I have already declared over you. Some of you are worried because you feel unprepared for what is coming. You think your flaws, mistakes, or past failures disqualify you from receiving something beautiful. But I have never called perfect people. I transform willing hearts. Moses doubted himself. Gideon struggled with fear. Peter made mistakes repeatedly, yet I still used them powerfully because my strength is greater than human weakness. Stop speaking against yourself when heaven has already spoken life over you. The person approaching your path may not appear exactly how you imagined. That is why you must release rigid expectations and trust my wisdom above your own assumptions. Many people miss blessings because they become obsessed with outward appearances instead of spiritual alignment. I look deeper than image, status, money, or popularity. I look at the heart. What I am preparing for you carries substance beyond temporary attraction, because surface-level connections cannot survive deep storms. You are also entering a season where old cycles must finally break. Stop reopening doors I already closed. Stop returning to situations that repeatedly drained your peace and damaged your spirit. Every time you cling to what I removed, you delay what I am trying to send. Healing requires courage, because growth often means leaving familiar pain behind. I know change feels uncomfortable, but remaining trapped in unhealthy patterns will cost you far more than temporary discomfort ever could. There will come a moment soon when everything suddenly begins making sense. The confusion of the past years will no longer feel meaningless. You will understand why certain prayers were delayed and why some relationships collapsed despite your efforts to save them. I was protecting your future, even when you accused me of abandoning you. One day you will thank me for every closed door that once broke your heart, because you will finally see what those doors were hiding from you. Until that meeting arrives fully, continue strengthening your spirit instead of feeding fear. Speak life over your future instead of repeating negative expectations. Spend time with me instead of allowing anxiety to consume your thoughts. The enemy wants you emotionally exhausted before the blessing appears, because exhausted people struggle to recognize answered prayers standing directly in front of them. But I am restoring your spiritual vision now, so you will not miss what heaven has prepared specifically for you. You are not forgotten. You are not cursed. You are not too broken to be loved, chosen, or restored. I have carried you through storms that should have destroyed your peace completely, and I will continue guiding your steps through the next season ahead. The divine meeting is closer than you realize, and when it finally happens, you will understand why I kept telling you to hold on a little longer. You have been sensing pressure building around your life lately, and you thought it meant another difficult season was coming. But I tell you now that some pressure appears right before breakthrough. The enemy has been trying to fill your thoughts with fear because he knows a major shift is approaching your path. He wants you distracted, emotionally drained, and spiritually doubtful before this divine meeting takes place. But I brought you here tonight so you would recognize that what is coming is not meant to destroy you. It is meant to awaken a new season you have prayed for through many painful nights. There are moments when I move suddenly after long periods of silence, and this is one of those moments. You became so used to waiting that part of you stopped believing anything extraordinary could still happen for you. You learned how to survive disappointment by lowering your expectations. You convinced yourself that maybe blessings were meant for other people while you were only chosen to endure struggle. But I never created you just to suffer endlessly without restoration. Type 1010 if you walk by faith. I know there are days when exhaustion sits heavily on your heart. You became tired of pretending to be strong while carrying burdens nobody could see. Some people around you misunderstood your quietness and assumed you were distant, but the truth is you were fighting invisible battles while trying not to fall apart emotionally. I watched every moment you cried privately after acting fine in front of others. I saw the strength it took for you to keep moving when your spirit felt empty. That is why this divine meeting carries deeper meaning than you realize right now. It is not only about another person entering your life. It is also about me restoring hope inside areas where disappointment tried to permanently settle. The person coming into your path will challenge negative beliefs you built after heartbreak and rejection. They will make you realize that not everyone carries the same intentions as those who hurt you before. I am sending this encounter to remind you that goodness still exists, even after painful seasons. Could a hidden CIA discovery explain why so many people are suddenly living in luxury? Secret CIA research has surfaced, revealing a brain technique that pulls in wealth almost like magic. It takes just 7 seconds, can be done at home, and is supported by 4 neuroscience labs. People are leaving debt behind and enjoying luxury right now, but this information might be removed soon. Click the link in the description and comments before it disappears. Do not become afraid if this connection develops faster than expected. When something is guided by my hand, certain walls can fall quickly because spiritual alignment creates understanding beyond surface conversations. You may find yourself opening up emotionally in ways you thought were impossible again. You may feel seen, understood, and respected without constantly explaining your pain. That feeling will surprise you because you became accustomed to carrying emotional weight alone for so long. The enemy tried to convince you that isolation was safer than vulnerability. He whispered that trusting people would only lead to more betrayal and disappointment. Over time, you started believing those lies because pain repeated itself in different forms throughout your life. But I never designed your heart to remain trapped behind fear forever. Healing does not mean pretending wounds never existed. Healing means those wounds no longer control your future decisions. I also need you to understand that this meeting may expose unresolved emotions still hidden inside you. Some scars heal quietly on the outside, while remaining painful underneath. You may discover fears you thought were gone when this person begins getting closer emotionally. Do not panic when that happens. Exposure is part of healing, because hidden pain cannot be transformed until it is brought into the light. Type 555 to affirm. Some of you listening have prayed specifically for someone who would understand your spirit, instead of only admiring your appearance or usefulness. You grew tired of shallow conversations and temporary connections that disappeared the moment life became difficult. Deep inside, you wanted loyalty, honesty, patience, and peace. I heard those prayers even when you stopped speaking them aloud. Heaven does not ignore sincere cries from wounded hearts. This next season will teach you the difference between attention and genuine care. Many people in your past only approached you because they wanted something from you emotionally, spiritually, or materially. They enjoyed your kindness while giving very little in return. They took your energy but rarely protected your peace. But the divine meeting approaching your life will carry mutual respect, because what I bless is not built through selfishness alone. Do not allow your past to sabotage what I am trying to place in your future. Some of you still replay old betrayals inside your mind every day. You expect history to repeat itself because pain trained your thoughts to prepare for loss before joy even arrives. But I need you to stop building emotional walls against blessings that have not hurt you. Wisdom is necessary, but fear should never become the ruler of your life. I am also calling you into deeper spiritual maturity during this period. Stop chasing signs while ignoring my voice. Spend time praying, listening, and allowing your spirit to become stronger instead of depending only on emotions for direction. Feelings can change quickly, but my wisdom remains steady. If you keep your heart close to me, I will guide you clearly through every decision connected to this divine appointment. There are certain people around you now who can already sense that change is coming into your life. Some will become distant because your growth makes them uncomfortable. Others may suddenly act strangely because they fear losing access to the version of you that tolerated unhealthy behavior. Do not fight to keep connections I am removing. Every separation happening in this season serves a purpose greater than what you currently understand. You have entered a chapter where clarity will begin replacing confusion. Things hidden in darkness will become visible. Motives that were once difficult to recognize will suddenly become obvious. You will no longer feel constantly torn between peace and anxiety around certain individuals because discernment is increasing inside your spirit. I am teaching you how to recognize what drains you and what strengthens you. This wisdom will protect you greatly in the days ahead. The person who is coming may also carry opportunities connected to your purpose and future. Do not assume this meeting is limited only to emotional connection. Sometimes I send destiny helpers disguised as ordinary encounters. One conversation can open doors you prayed about for years. One connection can redirect your path toward restoration, provision, healing, or growth. Never underestimate what I can do through a single divinely timed moment. I know some of you feel unworthy because of mistakes from your past. Shame keeps whispering that you ruined too much to receive something beautiful from me, but hear me clearly tonight. Your failures did not cancel my plans for your life. If mercy stopped flowing every time someone made mistakes, nobody would experience restoration. My grace is greater than your past, and my purpose for you still stands. You must also guard your peace carefully once this new season begins unfolding. Not everyone deserves access to every blessing I place in your life. Some people only know how to criticize what they secretly envy. Others will try to project fear and negativity onto your future because they cannot understand what I am doing spiritually. Stay humble, but remain wise. Protect what I am building inside your life. There will be moments soon when you look around and realize how dramatically your life has shifted from where it once was. The same person who cried in confusion will begin walking with confidence again. The same heart that felt abandoned will begin feeling hope again. The same spirit that nearly gave up will start expecting miracles again. I am not finished writing your story, no matter how broken previous chapters felt. Continue preparing your heart, instead of preparing excuses for why blessings cannot happen to you. Continue trusting me, even when details remain unclear. Continue believing that restoration is still possible despite everything you endured. The divine meeting I promised is moving closer with every passing moment, and when it finally unfolds completely, you will understand why the enemy fought so hard to keep you discouraged before it arrived. Why are so many people saying this CIA ritual changed their life in only 7 seconds? This leaked CIA method is powerful and effective. A short brainwave technique, backed by 4 neuroscience labs, is helping regular people move from broke to prosperous. Dream homes, cars, and trips are becoming possible. But this video could be taken down at any moment. Click the link in the description and comments now before it is gone. There are people who thought your story had already ended because they only saw your struggles and not the promise I placed over your life. They watched you go through heartbreak, delays, disappointments, and emotional exhaustion, and they assumed you would never recover fully. But what they did not understand is that I was still carrying you through every dark season, even when you felt too weak to keep moving. I never removed my hand from your life for a single moment. And now the season is changing in a way that will shock those who underestimated what I was building inside you. You keep asking why your spirit suddenly feels more sensitive lately. The reason is because you are approaching a moment of spiritual transition. Before major changes happen in the natural world, the spirit often senses movement first. That uneasiness, those unexpected emotional moments, those dreams and repeated confirmations are not meaningless accidents. I am preparing your heart so you recognize the divine meeting when it arrives, instead of dismissing it as ordinary. Type 1212 to claim miracles. Some of you have become afraid of hoping again, because every time you became excited in the past, disappointment followed shortly after. You learned how to protect yourself emotionally by expecting less from people and less from life. Slowly, survival replaced expectation inside your heart. But I did not create you to live permanently trapped in emotional defense mode. There comes a season when healing requires you to believe again, even while fear still whispers against it. The person coming into your life may awaken emotions you buried under years of disappointment. You told yourself you no longer cared deeply because caring once brought too much pain. You convinced yourself that remaining emotionally distant was safer than risking another heartbreak. But I am reminding you that a guarded heart may avoid pain temporarily while also blocking peace, connection, and restoration. Do not let old wounds steal future joy from you. I know trust feels difficult for you now. Too many people made promises they never intended to keep. Too many individuals approached your life carrying hidden motives while pretending to care about your well-being. Some only loved what you provided emotionally while ignoring the condition of your own heart. Others disappeared the moment you needed support the most. But not every connection is sent to break you. Some are sent to remind you that I still work through people to bring healing and purpose. This divine meeting is connected to timing that heaven carefully arranged. If it had happened earlier, you may not have recognized its importance because your spirit was still attached to old pain. Sometimes I delay blessings not to punish my children, but to protect what is meant for them. I needed certain distractions removed before this next chapter could begin clearly. I needed you to grow stronger spiritually, so fear would not dominate your decisions once the opportunity arrived. There are also things happening behind the scenes that you cannot yet see. I am moving hearts, opening paths, and creating alignment in ways your human mind does not fully understand right now. While you were crying over delays, I was preventing wrong situations from trapping you permanently. While you questioned my timing, I was protecting you from doors that looked attractive but carried hidden destruction. You only saw waiting, but I saw the full picture. Type Amen to affirm. Do not be surprised if this meeting happens during a season when you least expect it. Many of my greatest blessings arrive while people are focused on ordinary life. You may think the day feels normal until one conversation suddenly changes everything inside you. That is how quickly I can shift direction in a person's story. One moment you feel stuck in routine, and the next moment, destiny steps directly into your path. I also need you to stop speaking negatively about your future. Some of you have unknowingly partnered with discouragement through your own words. You repeatedly say, "Nothing good ever lasts, nobody truly stays," or "blessings only happen for other people." But death and life are carried in what people constantly declare over themselves. Stop building prisons with your own expectations. Speak with faith even before you see visible evidence. The enemy wants your mind exhausted because tired minds struggle to recognize answered prayers. He knows that if he can keep you focused only on fear, rejection, and worst-case scenarios, you may sabotage the blessing before it fully enters your life. That is why peace is so important in this season. Spend less time feeding anxiety and more time strengthening your spirit through prayer, gratitude, and trust in me. Your emotional condition matters greatly during moments of transition. The meeting approaching your life is not only about receiving comfort, it is also about growth. This person may challenge you to rise higher than the version of yourself created by pain. They may encourage dreams you abandoned years ago. They may speak courage into areas where fear once ruled your decisions. I often use people as instruments to help awaken sleeping purpose inside my children. Do not compare your journey to the lives of others anymore. Some people around you received things quickly because their assignment was different from yours. Your path required deeper preparation because what I am building through your life carries spiritual weight. Delayed does not mean denied. You may have started later than others in certain areas, but what I have planned for you will arrive at the right time. Comparison only blinds people from recognizing the beauty of their own process. You also need to understand that not everyone from your past deserves access to your future. Some individuals lost access to you because they repeatedly dishonored your peace, your loyalty, and your value. Stop reopening doors out of loneliness when I already showed you why certain connections could not continue. Loneliness can tempt people into returning to situations heaven already rescued them from. But I am calling you higher now. What is really behind the 7-second brain technique that is creating new millionaires? A surprising CIA leak has revealed a short brain ritual that is helping normal people erase debt and attract serious wealth. With validation from 4 neuroscience labs, This at-home method is turning financial stress into a better life. Homes, cars, and vacations are becoming reality. But the government could remove this at any time. Click the link in the description and comments before it is deleted.